Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Pull Championships, and we have got monster trucks on the line. It'll be high voltage with Jeff Maynard at the wheel versus Sampson with Dan Patrick pulling the trigger.
88 Jeep with a blown Chevrolet on this side. 88 Chevrolet with a blown Chevrolet on the far side. This is Jeff Maynard out of Yakima, Washington. And Dan Patrick out of Kingston, Ohio on the far side. It's a tough track. It's a short blast over some cars. Look out. We're on the way. Landing's going to be tough. Dan Patrick wheeling down the track. Now the tight turn. Jeff has got an advantage with the little Jeep, but Patrick's on the throttle. Who will it be? Patrick in trouble as he goes sideways. Look out. Jeff Maynard in trouble as he goes. Oh, he drove it out of it. Look at that. There is driving technique. All he has to do is take his time and cross the line, and he's a winner. That's the winner of first round. Wow, Marty. It was unbelievable.
Great performance by Jeff Maynard and Dan Patrick. It looks like something may have let go underneath in the motor. A lot of smoke coming out of there.
Patrick's had problems with the power steering belt, keeping the power steering going on this thing, and that may be what happened on Sampson. But there's a young man, pulled an upset here last year. And that's not your average size Jeep, as you can tell. It's been lengthened, it's been widened, but it is beautiful.
All right, getting ready for our second pair in monster truck side-by-side action. Hot stuff with Debbie Roden at the wheel. And earlier, Mike had a chance to talk to Debbie.
Debbie Rose, how did you ever get involved in monster truck racing?
Jeff got me interested about a year ago, and I started driving this summer at some of the fair shows, just doing exhibition runs, and got into the racing in January.
What's the toughest part of the track tonight?
I think realizing how much throttle you've got to give it to get into the cars real good, and how to stay on the power, get them straightened back out, and just hoping that everything lands right.
You think the short wheelbase hot stuff has an advantage in this tight course?
Yeah, I do. In the turning, it does, definitely. It's a little harder to get some air going over the cars like the long wheelbase, but we can, do the turning and gain our time through that.
Now, is the pressure on? This truck won here last time.
Yeah, it did. I'm just going to give it my best shot and just trying to hold up its image.
Well, I don't know whether she'll win tonight, but she's a winner in everybody else's eyes.
Lining up alongside of Debbie Roden's hot stuff will be Barefoot with Fred Schaefer behind the wheel, and he's got thumbs up, ready to go with that 540 cubic inch engine.
Well, Debbie's a great driver. Fred Schaefer has to be at an advantage with this all-race truck. Watch Fred Schaefer. This is tough. Look at Debbie. She's got the lead. She's got a big lead over Barefoot right now. Could this be? She is in a truck that has done. Fred Schaefer has got to really get after it. Debbie lost a lot of time on the turn. Here's Schaefer. Hard jump. Schaefer over the cars, but it's not over. Debbie's still on the throttle. Schaefer's got to make a turn. It's going to be right down to the finish line. Who's it going to be? It's Fred Schaefer. The all-fiberglass race truck of Fred Schaefer from Pontoon Beach, Illinois, has just advanced.
And I think where he won it was down in the turn area when Debbie Roden had trouble either getting the power back in or maybe it slipped out of gear. I'm not sure.
Watch Debbie. Beautiful jump. Now, this is tough. This is tough on the driver, tough on the vehicle because they're jumping to ground. Now, watch how high they come back up in the air. Debbie keeps the right tire down. That's good. She is pretty strong on this turn. She's ahead right now, probably a Jeep and a half length. It's a good, tight turn for Debbie. She's in good shape, but here she gets in trouble. He has to do some readjusting. She still recovers very well as she heads down towards the cars and makes a beautiful jump. Look how much she's getting beat around inside of it. Beautiful jump, lands on the cars, back on the throttle, powers it off the other side. Now here's Fred. Oh, he's in trouble. It's all over the place. But Fred Schaefer's a pro. Nail the throttle when you think you've got a problem. He does just that, crosses the finish line with the lead.
Well, up comes the one that brings the crowd to their feet every time that they bring this truck to the line. Bigfoot, Jim Kramer behind the wheel. He'll be in the near lane against Evil Force, Ray Prokowski.
Ray out of St. Louis, Jim out of St. Louis, both of them blown Fords. You've got to put a little bit of advantage over to the Bigfoot side. If nothing else, just because of the time sequence that they've spent in the business. Jim said earlier, this is a tough track. This first 2-car jump is really hard on the equipment and it's hard on the machinery. Here we go. Evil Force, Bigfoot. Look at that. He does it right. He's very slow over that first set of cars. Then he makes the time. A beautiful turn. Lifts up the right front tire. Murkowski over on the other side. He's got a little problem. Kramer, nail the throttle. Get over him. Kramer does just that. Handles it very well. Murkowski. Kramer in a little bit of a problem. He's in trouble down at the end. Murkowski's trying to come back. He may do it. Oh, Bigfoot pulls off a win, and it was really, really close, Marty.
Great race.
At the end.
Great race at the end. You were right. Bigfoot got deep into the corner, and it gave the Murkowski Evil Force time to catch up a little bit, and it was a close finish. Don't go away. We'll have more monster truck action here at the Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Pull Championships. But first this. Mike Gallaway is down trackside to point out that they have added a new twist that could prove to be very hairy.
The monster truck racing courses are getting tougher and tougher every week. This car that was here has been moved, and an intentional mound of dirt has been put in its place. You better have enough momentum when you hit the first car to carry you over to what would be the third car. It's going to be a catastrophe if you try to hit them slow. We're going to watch this real close tonight. I think it's something very critical in this monster truck racing course.
Barefoot with Fred Schaefer and High Voltage with Jeff Bainter, and the winner advances to face Bigfoot. Different tires on these two vehicles, Mike.
Fred's running an experimental tire about 400 pounds a piece lighter. This truck is ultra light, about 9,000, 9,500 pounds. Most of the rest of them 14,000. Fred Schaefer would have to be a favorite on this set of race coming up right now. Although, never, ever count out High Voltage Jeep. Watch Fred, easy with it. And Jeff Maynard jumped 5 cars that aren't there. It's close. It's just neck and neck. They are absolutely side by side. Who will it be? Jeff Maynard is over the car. He is in a little bit of a lead. Maynard's in the lead. Schaefer's in trouble. Schaefer's all over. He's back on the throttle. Maynard is going to do it. He's going to do it for the second year in a row. This man has pulled another upset. He's pulled an upset. High Voltage Jeep has just pulled the upset of the year. This young man came to win. He came all the way from the state of Washington. He said, Mike, I've got some very important people here watching tonight. I need to go for it. You can't go much further, Marty.
He won it in the turn because of that short turning radius. And watch here in the replay, up over the vehicles. You're right. Maynard cleared 5 of them.
Look at this. Look how far he lands, and then it's just up on the wheels. But that's when he nails the throttle. Fred covers him a car.
But watch how deep Fred goes in the corner. Meanwhile, Boehner's already making the turn, and this is where he took the lead. Look at this.
Real close. Now, Jeff gets the lead from this point on. He's on the cars immediately. Look, beautiful job. But Fred is in trouble when he lands. Watch him land on it. He's on the throttle. Now he comes off to the side, comes back around, and it looks like that Fred just couldn't pull one out at the very end of it, even though he tried to.